जय
नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की
जय
पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र शिशु जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की
जय
गंगा जमुना माई की
जय
भक्ति प्रदानी देवी तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की शिशु निताय गौर सुंदर भगवान की जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की श्री गोपाल जी महाराज की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shishi Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki. Narsinga. Narsinga prayer.
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रहलाद लाददायिने प्रहलाद लाददायिने हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः शिलाटङ्कानखालाये इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामे ततो नरसिंहा बहे नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा नरसिंहामदिं शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलवरे नाखाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गां दलित हिरण्यकशिपू तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमलवरे नाखाम् अद्भुत शृङ्गां दलित तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Nama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. बोलिए बोलिए. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is a small Hindi bhajan. Think you can follow the lyrics. राम कृष्ण कहिए उठी भोर, राम कृष्ण कहिए उठी भोर, राम सिंपल 3 beat. राम कृष्ण कहिए उठी भोर, राम कृष्ण कहिए उठी भोर, राम कृष्ण कहिए अवध ईश्वे धनुष धरे हैं, अवध ईश्वे धनुष धरे हैं, अवध ईश्वे धनुष धरे हैं, ये ब्रज माखन चोर, ये ब्रज माखन चोर, ये ब्रज माखन चोर, राम कृष्ण कहिए उठी भोर, राम कृष्ण कहिए उठी भोर, अवध ईश्वे धनुष धरे हैं, अवध ईश्वे धनुष धरे हैं, ये ब्रज माखन चोर, ये ब्रज माखन चोर, राम कृष्ण कहिए उठी भोर, राम कृष्ण कहिए उठी भोर. So in this bhajan, glories of Lord Ram and Krishna are talked about. Very short bhajan. राम कृष्ण कहिए उठिभो, राम कृष्ण अवध ईश वे धनुष धरे हैं, अवध ईश वे धनुष धरे हैं। ये ब्रिज माखन चोर, ये ब्रिज माखन चोर, राम कृष्ण कहिए उठिभो। इनके छत्र चंवर सिंहासन, भरत शत्रुघ्न लक्ष्मण जोर। इनके चंवर शवर इनके छत्र चंवर सिंहासन, भरत शत्रुघ्न लक्ष्मण जोर। इनके छत्र चंवर सिंहासन, भरत शत्रुघ्न लक्ष्मण जोर। इनके लकुट मुकुट पीतांबर, नित गायन संग नंद किशोर। Continue there. We'll finish it. छोटा है। इनके छत्र चंवर सिंहासन, भरत शत्रुघ्न लक्ष्मण जोर। इनके छत्र चंवर सिंहासन, भरत शत्रुघ्न लक्ष्मण जोर। इनके अच्छा अभी ले जाओ।
You have a TV. A TV they don't have now here. TV screen they don't have. Where in that? No. I can go there, move there. Then I can show something. Sure. You can check with them. Achita Kumar Prabhu?
I can put a flat screen here.
Ah, yeah, I can. Yes, yes, yes. Then I can show it here. Then it will go faster. Who was the singer devotee? Huh? Very nice, huh? Beautiful kirtan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And put that. He's getting on flat screen. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Aligo Pavana Harinam Sankirtan ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Grantrat Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshughavanmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namavom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama-shloke bhaktir-bhavati naistike Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Welcome all of you for this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Please repeat this verse. Ahastani sahastanam Apadani chatushpadam Falguni tatra mahatam Jivo jivasya jivanam. One of you can read the translation, please. Any of you? You can see that here? You can see it? Okay.
Those devoid of hands are prey for those who have hands. Those devoid of legs are prey for the four-legged. The weak are the subsistence of the strong, and the general rule holds that one living being is food for another.
For example, the worm does not have hands. So they become prey for the birds which have hands. Correct, no? The birds have hands. They catch the worm. They come down. And those who are four-legged means like cows, bulls, buffaloes. For them, those who are devoid of legs means the plants and the grasses. So the grass becomes food for the four-legged. And the worms become food for the birds. Then he says, dictum, Falguni tatra mahatam. The weaklings become subsistence of the stronger ones. Jivo jivasya jivanam. This material world is actually a place where one living being becomes a food for another. Like here you see, tiger chases after a deer. Here is a ecological cycle. See, flower is consumed by caterpillar. Caterpillar is eaten by frog. Frog by a snake, and snake is eaten by owl. In this way, grazing food chain, you can see that in this world. Similarly, you see on the left top corner, fishes, small fish eaten by bigger and bigger fishes, correct? Yeah. Similarly, small companies are swallowed by bigger companies. Like in Pune, they started one big shopping mall. Then all the small shops, they had to close down. Because in shopping mall, they sold everything from potato to gold. So the shopping mall people said the potato is only 10 rupees per kilo. If you go to the small shops, it was 30 rupees. So where will people go? They went to shopping mall because you get in 10 rupees per kilo potato. Small shops had to close down because they were 30 kilos per potato. And then after all small shops closed, the shopping mall made potato per kg is 50 rupees. What is this called as? Monopoly. Actually, they reduced the price to get. How many of you understood this point? You understood the point? Yeah, correct. To get monopoly. Basically, they wanted to make sure there is no competitor and then they increase the price. Monopoly means you have to buy at any cost. There's no other way. So, similarly, the Nokia company has been swallowed by which company? Microsoft, yeah. And WhatsApp is swallowed by Facebook, I think, yeah. So bigger companies swallow smaller companies, correct, no? More intelligent boys swallow less intelligent boys. More wealthy people can. They look at the right side picture. when whites were ruling India, see, they were making, one Indian was fanning, one Indian is massaging the feet. Huh? Correct, no? When British were ruling over India. This is an old picture. Hmm? So one becomes slave, one becomes master based on might is right principle. Correct? That's material world. Hmm. So all of you repeat. Ishvaraha Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. Yes? Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Although in this world people have the understanding might is right. Whoever is bigger, they subdue the weaker ones. You can see that. Therefore, in this world, there is always the fear principle. I am muted, it says. Is it all right now? Okay. So, the world is based on fear principle, because of which the whole world is going on. Sorry. Nobody, in this world can live peacefully at any time, because earlier Mughals ruled 700 years in India. Then British people came and went. Then Chinese people tried. Then Pakistani people tried. And as soon as, in Prabhupada's times also, Japanese people were bombing just before the freedom. So, in this world, there is always a fear of survival. In this world, even for human beings also. Just like these animals and insects and birds. In their kingdom, it is even more worse. Even more dangerous, actually. If you are sitting and eating prasad, nobody is going to come and catch your neck. But for a hen or such creatures, they always have fear while eating also, while sleeping also. Donkey cannot sleep peacefully. Somebody will beat him up and wake him up. So, but although in this world, one who is master exploits the one who is servant. Krishna is such a wonderful master. He is the Ishvaraha Parama, it is said. Parama means what? Ultimate. Ultimate master. But he is a non-exploitative master, lovable and endearing master. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that he is the master of the material energy. In the 9.10 also he says, here 7.4 also, he is the source of material world. And he is also the source of the spiritual world, which is called Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti, both. The material world, these are the material elements. And he is actually the like a nylon thread that binds all the pearls together. Like that, he is the binding thread of the whole creation. I am the taste of water. I am the light of the sun. I am the source of the moon. My sound is not coming. What happened? You can hear that? It's going, no? Okay. Only this devotee cannot hear anything here locally. Huh? Yeah. Okay. So should I put it on? I know. Uh-huh. Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. If they are hearing, it's good enough. Okay. This also coming, Hare Krishna? Okay. Okay. So he is saying, I am Paurusham Rishu. So I am the intelligence of the intelligent, strength of the strong, dharma viruddha bhuteshu. So Krishna says that he is the essence of everything, he is the cause of everything. And it's coming there? Okay. Okay. So I think it got disconnected here, I think. Okay. Again I have to share it? There's some range problem here, huh? Okay. Why I have done it? This one? Clear problem here. No, better leave it, Roji. Better leave it, yeah. No, better we leave it. We will not. No. I have only another 20 minutes only time. We will not do that. We will. Hare Krishna. Now we're sharing now? Okay. See, what am I coming to? This point. Everything in the material world is temporary. Here it said, even the opulences in this world are temporary. And in the material world, people are actually, the people living in this world, although there is a very, very big competition in this world between the living entities, I told you in the beginning, Jivo Jivasa Jivanam principle, still there is a tendency in the living entities to try to make this world a permanent place. And therefore, as long as there is no danger, the living entities will chase for sense gratification. And as soon as there is a danger, they will stop sense gratification to save themselves from danger. And what you call as survival, we call it. And again, when there is survival, they turn to which one? They turn for sense gratification. So when they are allowed the opportunity to survive, they will not look for the eternal platform. Therefore, here in the picture you see here, in the bottom, somebody is molesting a woman and he becomes a lusty dog in the next life, and somebody is eating all dirty things, he becomes a pig in the next life. I think this is, Zoom is gone, I think. Range is poor, I think, correct? Here? Yeah. So, do you have to share again? Okay. Okay. Wi-Fi range is poor. Huh? Wi-Fi is all right? It's coming? Huh? Audio is clear, they are saying, only the screen is not sharing. I'll try again. Which one you connected it? Okay. This is, Prabhuji, your phone is connected to. Why you connected to this? Why you connected to this? Prabhu, I can connect to local network? Which one? Why did it?
Nitai Gaurav Chandra, all over NITAI GAURA CHANDRA 108.
Yeah, correct. Now it's going to come now. Okay? Okay. So I was telling you, Okay, I was telling you that you can see here, somebody becomes dog, somebody becomes pig. And the third one is a fellow giving some charity and going to heaven. Correct, no? And the top one is somebody, just a minute. Somebody is doing worship of the deities of Shri Radha Krishna and going to Goloka. That's the top one. So that which is very rare. So I'm not going to show you this. We will now directly go. I want to show you. Actually, the why all these arrangements are shown, how Krishna is kind enough. You can read the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Purushottam Yoga, where it is explained, I am the light of the sun, light of the moon. And also Krishna says that, how he provides, all the vegetables and fruits and everything. Actually, why these arrangements are made in this world, it's not without a reason. It's not for just eating and enjoying and dying one day. Just like a father is sending money to a boy studying engineering, every month money goes to him. Is the father sending money without a purpose? You ask any father, they want to see that the boy studies well, cracks the exams and earns the degree and comes back and joins his business. Because he wants to see the boy qualified. And similarly, the Lord wants us to become purified and go back to Him. That's the purpose for which He has sent us here. So in the third point, 3.11 purport, if you read, Prabhupada says in Bhagavad Gita that in the material world you are not, we all have come with an enjoyment program, but Lord is not cruel. He doesn't say don't enjoy, but you have to enjoy in a civilized way as I have allowed you to enjoy. But the goal is not enjoyment, the goal is to serve. So we have two propensities, one is to serve and one is to enjoy. In the spiritual world, what is the most prominent propensity? To serve or enjoy? To serve. The material world, what's the most prominent quality? To enjoy. So demons want to enjoy and pure devotees want to serve. And demigods want to enjoy and serve. And we come in that category only, as humans also. Because we are not pure devotees yet. We have a propensity for enjoying and also for serving. So then Lord says, okay, you cannot give up your enjoying propensity. So I will give you a program for regulated enjoyment, which is called sanctioned, sanctified and regulated. Like you want to eat only vegetarian, and that too you offer the bhoga to Krishna and eat as prasadam. And you eat in regulated way, don't overeat and get into some diseases. Don't have obesity and don't have indigestion and all that. Keep your eating program simple so that you eat and get energy, and with that energy, render service to Krishna. That's the program Krishna has made. Similarly, a man has a propensity to enjoy a woman. He says, okay, you get married. Within married life, there is some regulated discipline kept, how a man and woman should live. And then they should turn their attention to Krishna consciousness. And then you go back to Godhead. In this way, anything you wish to do. You want to earn money? Nothing wrong. You can do a job, you earn money. But in the name of money making, don't forget God. Don't forget the ultimate goal of life. Don't become too greedy. Similarly, we have a propensity to control. Okay, one living entity becomes child. Another living entity says, I am father. Now the father wants to control the child. So we have propensity to control. Can you control? Yes, you can. But in a sanctioned and sanctified and regulated way. How do we do the control? Like your father wants to say that my children can chant shlokas. My child can do Bharatanatyam. My child can sing beautifully. My child is first rank in the class. So parents do control their children to some degree, but their control, if it goes beyond a limit like what Hiranyakashipu did, then one becomes atrocious. Is that allowed? It's actually child abuse. But Prahlad couldn't go to any police because Hiranyakashipu was the police. He was the government. Whom will he go to? So in this way, we have to live our life in accordance with the Lord's plan for us, and that way we can enjoy. But if you enjoy in that way, sanctioned, sanctified and regulated, and then that enjoyment will not hurt you. And at the same time, your service mentality can be expanded. So expand the seva vritti and shrink the bhoga vritti. How many of you find it very easy to understand? Or am I going fast? You all understand it easily? That means which one you should shrink, which one you should expand. Which one we should make it smaller and smaller? Enjoying mentality. Which one we should make it larger and larger? Yeah, correct. So Like, Ravana represents Bhogavriti, Hanuman represents Sevavriti. So increase the Hanuman propensity in you and reduce the Ravana propensity. Gradually eliminate the Ravana propensity. Like that, that's what Shastras teaches. All the Shastras are about this only. You read Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, they all are oriented towards one goal. How to expand our Sevavriti and go back to Godhead. So eating and all these things are given there. This kind of things, like even the sunlight, moonlight, wind, rainfall, you can't make any of these things. Lord is providing all these things. Similarly, He's made all the planets to revolve in orbits. You can see how amazingly He has made this creation. So, His creation is very. He says that I entered all the planets by energy, by my energy, and I am making them all function. Yeah. And then not only that, he enters our belly as Vaishwana Agni, or Jatragni, and he digests the food what we put inside. There one scientist said, if you take one bread, if you want to convert it into blood, they make this calculation, glucose, fructose and all that. Based on that, make a calculation to turn it into blood. He says it will require 3 kilometers distance of factories. He says huge factories required just for converting one bread into blood. But in our belly, do you think we put only one bread? Morning, afternoon, evening, night, 4 times, what all we put. And you can imagine, although our belly is only this much size, because inside that belly is sitting Vaishwana Agni, Lord is expanding himself. You see the picture. And he is the one who is digesting it. When he decides to ask the jiva to quit the body, the Agni in the belly will be gone. It will stop completely. You will see that people who are going to die, they will say that there is no digestion at all. Completely it will stop. Because Lord will quit the body and then the jiva quits after that. And he is seated as Paramatma in the heart of everybody to give them guidance. Sarvasya is the indigestion because he is not able to digest. You can understand the importance of digestion by seeing this picture. Yeah. Sarvasya chaham hridisal nivishto mattasmritirjnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvairahameva vedyo vedanta krit veda videva chaham. So Lord Krishna told Brahma that I am choosing you as my first son for delegating some work to you. What is it? The lotus which appeared in the navel of Vishnu, when it opened, from that Brahma came. Along with Brahma, there were millions of shining particle-like jivas. So for all these jivas, first thing Lord said, you give them 8.4 million species bodies. So Lord said, I will teach you how to do that. So Lord gave him the knowledge. Jnanam paramaguhyam me yad vijnana samanvitam. Lord gave him the knowledge. Then Lord gave him the seeds, original seeds, 8.4 million species seeds. And Brahma made the template by which all the bodies can be made, 8.4 million species. And the materials were supplied also by the Lord through the agency of Durga, Panchamahabhut. So if you see our body, the soul is a seed, part and parcel of Lord. And this bodily form which we have is one of the 8.4 million species. Template is made by Brahma and the material is supplied by Durga and the Panchamahabhut. That's how the body is made for all jivas. And then Lord said, okay, now you have given them the bodies which are like the dress for the soul, dress over the soul. Vasamsi jirnani, we say, no? And after giving dress, as soon as you get the body, what's the first thing everybody thinks in this world? As soon as you get a body, what is the first thing you need? Food. So he has kept food. For a newborn child, there is a breast milk. And for grown-ups, there is wheat and rice and everything. For every 8.4 million creatures, they have a specific type of food. Lord arranges the food also. He says, I am the food giver. Lord says that. I provide for everybody. So food is arranged, cloth is arranged. What's the third thing? Shelter. So Lord arranged for the 14 planetary systems. Sattva Guna people should go where? Upper planetary systems. And Rajoguna people will live on earth. Tamaguni, below planets. So food, clothing, shelter is arranged. After getting these 3 things, what the living entities do, now that they are very comfortable, they start fighting with one another. Why they fight with one another? For domination. And that is what I showed you in the beginning. All of us will see in our lives, after you get the basic needs fulfilled, What the living entity wants to do is enjoy sense gratification by lording over somebody. Who Hiranyakashipu was lording over whom? Prahlad, you can see that. Alexander was lording over whom? He was expanding the domain of his kingdom all over the world. Is it not true? Somebody is lording over by dominating the lands. Somebody is lording over by dominating the people. Somebody is lording over by dominating the money, looting the money like that, correct? No? So, so in this way, the lording over mentality is very strong. Like you see certain class people, they say, if you don't convert our religion, we will cut your throat. There are some people. Other people try to, and you can see that this is one category. So in this world, the tendency to boss over is very strong. And therefore, that means their enjoying mentality has become vitiated, aggravated more and more. But there are also peace-loving living entities, also called pious living entities. So is it better to be a pious living entity or an aggressive, dominating living entity? And pious is also not enough. Pious people are peace-loving people. They will say that, please, you also live peacefully and let me live peacefully. But in material world, can we live peacefully always? We cannot. So therefore, you will find here. Okay, let us go ahead. Actually, we don't need this. We will directly go to the last part of the discussion. These are 15th chapter it is. Here comes. Yeah, please repeat this verse. Yatra naisarga durvairaha saha sandra mrigadayah mitrani vajita vasa druta rut tarshakadikam. You can read translation, please.
Vrindavan is the transcendental abode of the Lord, where there is no hunger, anger, or thirst. Though naturally inimical, both human beings and fierce animals live there together in transcendental friendship.
He says in Vrindavan there is no hunger, no anger, no thirst. So is there a dominating tendency in Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan? No, there's no dominating tendency. Everybody thinks who is the proprietor? Krishna is the proprietor. Yes. No, in Vrindavan even you find tiger, lion, all those things may be there for the sake of Leela.
We're talking about Golok Vrindavan or Bham Vrindavan?
No, actually Bhama Vrindavan is non-different from Golok Vrindavan.
Mm-hmm.
We don't say this Vrindavan is different from that Vrindavan.
But fierce animals, you have to have love of God. Only then you can go to spiritual world. How fierce animals will get that?
No, they may look fierce, but they drink milk. You will see that. See the purport if you see here. Read the purport. You can only read the purport. Give it to Prabhuji. Yeah.
The word one means forest. We are afraid of the forest and do not wish to go there. But in Vrindavan, the forest animals are as good as demigods, for they have no envy. Envy develops because of sense gratification. But in Vrindavan, there is no sense gratification, for the only aim is Krishna's satisfaction. Even in this material world, the animals in Vrindavan are not envious of the sadhus who live there. The sadhus keep cows and supply milk to the tigers, saying, "Come here and take a little milk." Thus, envy and malice are unknown in Vrindavan. That is the difference between Vrindavan and the ordinary world. We are horrified to hear the name of one, the forest, but in Vrindavan there is no such horror. Everyone there is happy by pleasing Krishna. Krishnot Kirtana Gana Nartana Parao. Whether a Goswami or a tiger or other ferocious animals, everyone's business is the same, to please Krishna. Even the tigers are also devotees. This is a specific qualification of Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, everyone is happy. The calf is happy, the cat is happy, dog is happy, man is happy. Everyone. Everyone wants to serve Krishna in a different capacity, and thus there is no envy.
Yeah, you saw that? So there is a video on the YouTube, you will easily find it, how a leopard comes to meet a cow. You must have seen that. So this leopard actually, when it was a baby, the cow saved the leopard. So now the leopard has grown up very big now. Still it comes and meets the cow, and the cow licks the body of the leopard still, and they are friends. Similarly, you might have seen nowadays in YouTube, you find 10 million, 20 million people watching, the lion, how it embraces its master. You must have seen, and also people are taming tiger in their house like a cat. You can see that. Big cat, they call it. From a childhood, they have been taming it nicely, and they feed, they have been taking care of it, and they have grown it in such a manner that it is practically harmless. So one fellow is asking that fellow, they are keeping a small baby over the back of the tiger, and the reporter is asking, "Hey, you are keeping on the back of a tiger. What if the tiger eats your baby?" Huh? He says, "Oh, no, he will only eat only God tells him." Like that he says, if you hear that video. Huh? There's so much, amazing faith these fellows have. Huh? So, and the God in the heart of the creatures, when He permits them to eat, only, unless He sanctions, they cannot eat, huh? Because everybody's food is sanctioned. Huh? So, but how are they? There are such creatures even today. That's what Prabhupada is saying. If some tiger or lion is tamed from the childhood by somebody, even if they are so calm, cool, collected. Huh? Similarly, you will also see this, not lions, I mean, what do you call it? Elephants. Elephants give Ashirwad. You've seen that? Huh? Elephants also lift logs of wood. Elephants also do drawing of an elephant. I have a video also of that. Huh? And elephants also carry Lord on their back. You have seen in Mayapur Dham. What do you call that? Saturday they have this Harinam procession, along with the Lord Lord Radha Madhava carried in the back of the elephant. So these are good and trained and tamed elephants. And untamed elephants can become mad, They can actually tear down a tree, they can break down a car. That also we see that. They can kill people. That means if elephant is tameable, if a lion is tameable, otherwise how they are having lions in the circus, huh? Isn't it? So now coming to the point of that eatable, in Vrindavan, even a tiger drinks milk, Prabhupada says here. Huh? They are trained like that to eat, to drink milk right from the early stage. So there one story my spiritual master was saying, way back in 1700 or so, there was one lion who was living in Vrindavan, and one sadhu used to live in a gufa. That happened to be a lion's cave. So the lion returned back. But seeing the sadhu continuously chanting, the lion became very docile animal. Huh? The lion bowed down to him, and then the sadhu made him, he wanted to become disciple of the sadhu. Huh? So the sadhu had one jolna bag. He would put it in the neck of the lion. Huh? And the lion would go to the homes and then they would batter the door. Huh? Yeah. And people would open the door and see the lion. They would get shocked. And initially they were shocked, but it was behaving like a cat or like a simple dog. It was behaving like that. Then people lost fear eventually. They understood that this lion is like a Trinadapi lion. Huh? Very humble lion. Huh? Trinadapi Shunichana lion. Yeah. So then they would give some alms. Huh? Every house they will give some eatables, and he'll come and collect and submit it to the Guru. And Guru will cook something and eat, and then he will feed the balance to the lion, and it lived with the Guru. Huh? He says, this is not the only pastime. There is in the Mughal time, there were sadhus who used to sit on the back of a lion and come. I have seen the murti also in their temples. There was one sadhu, along with a group of his disciples. He would sit on the back of a tiger or lion and walk. And the Mughal kings, they would climb on the rooftop. They'll be afraid. Huh? There have been people like that. Even Samartha Ramdas, you may be aware. Samartha Ramdas is also like that. So the point is, Prabhupada is saying here that the ferocious animals are ferocious in this world, but when they give up their envious and that type of sense gratificatory mentality, they become as mild as others. Read further. Where you left? You completed? Okay. Below, you read this one. This is in Vrindavan, everyone is happy. He says, the calf is happy, cat is happy, dog is happy, man is happy, everyone is happy. Why everybody is able to be happy? Even we people also can have this experience right now in this world. If we give up our dominating mentality over others. My Guru Maharaj recently, in one of the GEV meetings, he was telling, the whole world is looking for eco-friendly environment and ego-friendly relationships, he said. So, actually, when you are in eco-friendly environment, just like you all are living in the midst of a greenery, you feel very nice, right? You can breathe fresh air. Even IT people, they get fed up with synthetic rooms. Some people are sitting in the garden and working on laptop. you'll find in a Hinjawadi in Pune. So people like eco-friendly environment. They want to breathe fresh air. They don't like polluted air. They want to drink pure water. They want to eat natural vegetables without any fertilizer or chemicals and all those things. And nowadays, many educated researchers have come, educated people have made researches. They say if you go to meet a cow and you do this in the neck of the cow, your sattva increases, they are saying. Because cow is such a calm animal, big animal, but very calm animal. Gir cow, you have seen that? When a child goes and touches cow, will not do anything. Such a mild, and even by associating with the cow, you become very mild natured. If one is fierce natured, like that. In the same manner, eco-friendly relationships means putting aside false ego and being friendly and cooperative, understanding, patient, and tolerant, humble, courteous, sacrificing, extending, selfless. So this type of nature is ego-friendly, we call it. Some people, even in the most challenging, stressful situations, some people will say, some people very mild nature. You've seen that? There are people like that. So I have to end now. We had to go to airport. I will just show this last one. Can you see this? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made tigers and deers dance together, right? That's an example of how he brought out the angel in them instead of bringing out the animal in them. Yeah. So from here starts the description of spiritual world, which I am not getting time to share with you this time. So I will keep you in suspense. When I come next time, we have 5 minutes time or getting late? 2 minutes only, yeah. He is granting me only 2 minutes now. I was a little late for the airport. So who will note and remind me when I come next time? I'm coming in September again. So it will take me 20 minutes to complete this, which I will do it next time when I come. So we will do that at that time. And because I have only given you a glimpse of the spiritual world, little bit only. One thing you have learned now about spiritual world, that it is a place of no sense gratification and no envy, no cutthroat competition, and even tigers and lions drink milk there. Tiger and deer are drinking water together in Yamuna. That is spiritual world there. And nobody has dominating mentality. This much is good. So far so good. We will leave it at that. And then when you come, we will start with the description of spiritual world with beautiful video will come in that. What is happening in the spiritual world. Prabhupada says, if you hear that, you will be captivated by that information. Prabhupada says. One should be captivated by the information. One should develop a desire to return back to Godhead. So actually, it will be theoretical for us if we don't implement Shastras in our life. But if we implement Shastras in our life, we can experience a glimpse of spiritual world right here and now in this world. We make an effort to. So I'll give you one homework when I complete today. 5 questions you ask yourself. Do I want to serve the Vaishnavas, Hari Guru and Vaishnava? Do I want to strive after respect, do I want to strive after getting service from them? Do I want to respect them or do I want to be respected by them? Do I want to care for them or do I want to be cared by them? Or I care about others' needs, interests, concerns? And do I feel glad upon seeing others' progress or I feel envy? And 5th one is, do I feel dependent on Guru and Vaishnavas for making decisions in my life, or I make my own decisions in my life, whimsically? These 5 things you should ask to check our dominating mentality or serving mentality. So easy to remember. SRCGD. You can remember. Service, respect, care, glad upon seeing others' advancement, and dependence on Hari Guru Vaishnavas. So this is a good exercise. So let us conclude with this. You can keep in mind and remind me when I come next time. Shri Prabhupada ki. Thanks to Achyuta Kumar Prabhu. Achyuta Kumar Prabhu, no? Thank you, Prabhu, for hosting this program in your house this morning. This hall was just fit for the devotees. Yeah. Thank you. You have a long hall. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for you and your good wife for opening the doors of your house for all these Vaishnavas to come and take part. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for coming and enlightening all of us. Vaishnava's entrance will purify, and you carry all the holy places here. So thank you very much. We are really
Thank you.
fortunate,
Yeah.
and we beg for your forgiveness if anything is inconvenient, and we welcome you again and again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Haribol. One loud Haribol. Srila Prabhupada की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, गौर भक्त वृंद की, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय.